Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm coming to you today with some news about DC's new initiative coming out this October and why this is super alarming to the American comic book industry, kind of altogether. For people who don't know, we do talk about the comic book news. If you are watching this for the first time, please do me a favor, look down right below, hit that like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Now, why I say this is a big effect for the entire comic book industry is companies like Boom, IDW not doing so good. And, we do have this thing called the Big Two. And the Big Two's money that they can generate for the American comic book retailer, oftentimes the profits go and they kind of support independent books of some sort, again, from IDW, Boom, Image, whatnot. All right. So, where's that put us today? Not so good. DC's comic shares have been in the toilet. I don't know when's the last time they've had a Justice League book. They're really not firing on all cylinders. Nobody's really excited about anything going on in Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman or Green Lantern, Flash, all of these B-list characters also. I don't hear anybody really talk about anything right now in comics. And that's kind of scary considering that DC Comics with James Gunn is getting ready to go forward and make their new cinematic universe with people not really loving the images they're seeing online of the new Superman suit. A lot of concern about the health of superheroes and is superhero fatigue a thing? Now, there's a couple of things happening here. Now, there's tons of talent here I could go through and pick through, and there's tons of channels that's going to do that. But I'm going to look at this from the corporate scope and why this is alarming for the American comic industry and specifically superheroes. I'm not really going to lean into each creative team on this, not even really the character designs, although that's going to play a part of the corporate part of this. I really want to focus on the fact that it says All In. Now, All In, there's two initiatives here. This is what's confusing. One is called Absolute, which is going to be the characters you see on the left here. That would be the Superman with the wavy hair, the Wonder Woman holding a cloud sword from Final Fantasy VII. We got a beefy Batman, a lot bigger than Superman. So on the right, you're going to see more of what you come to expect from DC Comics canon, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, in, what looks like classic versions of these characters. So Flash a little less, Booster Gold back there, Starfire, Green Lantern, Zatanna. Okay. This is what's scary about this. These are two different publishing initiatives that are coming at you at the same time. One's going to be called All In. It's going to have a one shot from my understanding. And then there's going to be, which I guess is kind of a new jumping on point for the line. So normally that would be good enough. And normally that has a big, healthy marketing budget to it and startup capital, meaning like you got to pull some talent in to sell these books for these new number ones and stuff. And maybe they're new number ones. I know it's a new one shot. Maybe they'll keep some canon numbers. I'm not even really that interested in that part. That's probably valuable information, but you can look that up on if you want. What I am more concerned about is the Absolute stuff on the left. Now, the Absolute stuff is supposed to kind of be this new jumping on point or new vision for these characters, a new take on these characters. We see Wonder Woman with a tattoo going on down her arm, a cloud Final Fantasy sword, the beefy Batman. Superman here with wavy hair, no red trunks. And what nobody's really catching on about him is some glowing parts on his suit coming from his armbands, it looks like, and some parts on the side of his body. And I kind of assume that has a little twist on his powers and absorbing energy from the sun. I'm assuming, I don't know, but we will find out why parts of his suit are glowing later on. And then, of course, Wonder Woman with the tribal tattoo on her arm and stuff like that. Okay, so this is a publishing initiative that deserves its own spotlight. It does not need to be clouded with or competing with a new jumping on point on classic versions of the character. And that's what's super alarming about that. And I really want to put a pin on that, but not go into that just yet. But that shouldn't happen. So Ultimates is what they're trying to do here. They're basically trying to come up with an ultimate universe, and the ultimate line at Marvel has been hitting some numbers lately, some retail interest. Now, DC's never successfully really done that, unless you call the Earth One initiative, which I was a big spearhead of that. And that was supposed to originally, I hate to tell everybody, originally it was supposed to be single issues, and it really was supposed to be the Ultimate Universe stuff for the DC universe. But Paul Levitt said, no, I want original graphic novels because of Pride of Baghdad had busted a bunch of bank at the time, and he wanted to do that with DC characters rather than do a new monthly line. The problem with this in a corporate sense is as good as this looks, and they're fluffing it out with pulling in the writers' market of comics, which they've been leaning on for year after year after year. We got Snyder coming back to Batman. We got Jeff Lemire, all these people. That's all good, whatever. Maybe some talents coming in art wise. I'm kind of skeptical on some of the talent that they're putting on the absolute stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. And again, I don't want to get too big into that. But the fact that two publishing initiatives are being combined and put together as Dark Side is the common threat here, and that they're leaning into the multiverse thing, they kind of cancel each other out. Okay. And this is kind of like get your cake and eat it too. Now, on paper, as a corporation, this and you're counting money and you're tight with that person you want the most and with a limited budget, you would do this. You would do this. If you have limited money to make comics and to market comics, you would do this. Why? Because your marketing campaign is going to be for both initiatives at the same time, which is foolish. It's foolish. And some could argue it's a big cash grab. This is one big month. This could be 2 quarters of the year. This could be like the first quarter and the third quarter of the year. That would make a lot more sense. Plus, if it was done that way, you would shoot money into the direct market, give some retailers some profit and feedback, and then come in quarter 3 and then take some, and they hopefully the retailers have more money to order your quarter 3 thing. Now that's marketing business. That makes sense. This is desperation. And as much as they're trying to tie a bow on this and make this look like everything's great and we got this and whatever, this looks like a big last push. Let me put it to you this way. If this fails, that's scary. Okay? Because this is a jumping on point for the original line. And this is which doesn't look like they're pushing diversity a lot, by the way. And then we have like a new version of the characters all in the same time frame, in the same marketing push, with a bunch of talent that hadn't been there in years, like 3 or 4 years, like Snyder, off doing books at Amazon and everything else. Now he's coming back home to Batman. You can't even get Greg Capullo. He's off working on Wolverine at Marvel. This is super scary. I know everybody's talking and they're all hung up on the creative teams, the new costumes, all of that stuff. I said I would talk about the new costumes. We're going to talk about that. Why would the corporations want to do all this at the same time? Because eventually Wonder Woman, Batman, Detective Comics, one or first appearance of Batman, whatever issue that is, Action Comics, Wonder Woman, all these characters are timed, including Joker, to start coming up in free domain. There is an initiative for corporations now to come up with different variants that are uniquely different in their way. Again, Superman, no red trunks, floppy hair, probably something to do with his suit here and glowing armbands and stuff. Batman, more of a giant brawler and thug, they're calling him, and stuff like that. A different angle on Batman completely. Doesn't even have a bat symbol on his chest anymore. Wonder Woman, tribal tattoo going down her arm, more armor, different tiara, not gold, stuff like that. These are the variants that the corporation will absolutely own 100%, as all those little trimmings or the art type for Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman basically will come open to pretty much everyone, at least in a visual cue or visual sense. So it makes sense that the corporation has to do this. But really, guys, none of this is good. None of this is good. October better be a good month for DC Comics, because if it's not, I don't know what's left. I don't know what type of corporation backs this. I personally, this is already a failure that these things are competing for the same audience. You're trying to get back old fans, and this is a desperate plea. I want to paint this to you this way. This is a desperate plea for your retro fans to come back. New jumping on point, classic version of Superman. You guys want to see Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, classic versions of these characters fight, Darkseid come back. Hell yeah. You guys want new versions. You like your manga. You want your new versions of these characters. What about Wonder Woman with a manga sword? Kid, don't you like that? Oh, and Darkseid, come back. This is a desperate plea for a new audience and the old audience at the same time. And I've worked around comics enough. I understand marketing comics is not easy. It's hard enough to make one great comic and market that comic to an audience. And this is marketing two publishing initiatives all at once to who? Everybody? Like, I mean, who are you marketing to at this point? And in personally, if I'm a retailer, October, you better have a bunch of bank saved up because you are going to have to order a lot of stuff. You are going to have to be ready. And I hope you've been making coin off of DC Comics the last few months. Personally, I just don't like all this happening in one publishing move at the same time. I think it's ill-advised, and I think this is going to be, pardon my word here, a clusterfuck down the road, especially when trades of these things start to be collected. Then they're all coming again. There's a whole nother wave all coming out at the same time. I do not trust the publishers to stagger the trades of release like they should. They probably won't. The book market will just, they won't even know how to handle this. And and the average fan, the guy that reads this now needs to read this because it obviously looks like they're going to be connected in some way. And just like a lot of these major events, that's a heavy buy-in for one story. Maybe I'm just going to sit this out. A lot of people, I'm afraid, maybe will sit this out and just see what the feedback is before they make a decision to get on board with this, which I think DC can't wait on you to wait. They desperately need everybody to show up the month of October. Also, if you guys don't know, Eng Glorious Rex, our third campaign in the Eng Glorious Rex saga, Fighting Spirit, is launching August 4th. If you guys will, please go sign up. You will get a free lenticular card with secret tiers and discounts if you go sign up. Our first 24 hours, we are giving away 10 metal variant covers that are only published and printed for Volume 1. That is going to be a lottery on 9 Lives Comics. If you guys will, please go check that out. I'm sure you'll be one of those lucky 10 people. You can also sign up on Indiegogo if you want. And also, we have Eng Glorious Rex books up on our site now. If you're new to Eng Glorious Rex, you never heard of this, guess what? You guys can back 1 and 2 or buy them 1 and 2 now in our store. We have $25 copies up here along with first campaigns that go up to $40, $75 in some cases. But go check out, see if there's something you like. We mail out the next day. You can be primed and ready for Eng Glorious Rex 3 launching the 1st of August. I'll leave you guys with a trailer for this smash hit comic getting ready to hit its 3rd book.
Guess who stepped on the scene? I got greatness all in my jeans. Ain't no way that I can slow down. I'm laced up, look how I shake the ground. Can't touch the crown, but you can kiss the ring. Close your eyes and see how I live a dream. I'm too smooth, MJ with the lean. Don't be fooled, I came through with the team. This is over their heads, how high can it go? I'm too over the edge, got my eyes on the goal. And we right back at it, keep them right on their toes. Look at the way that I move, this is all that I know. Cause I got the drive, I put it in gear. Line them up, I don't see no competitive team. If it ain't first place, we really can't settle for it. Listen up, listen up. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Listen up, listen up. Get ready for it. Get ready, let's go.